Most people completely misunderstand what it actually takes to register a company in Kuwait. And that misunderstanding leads them straight into delays, rejected applications, unexpected costs, and in many cases, giving up before they ever get their business off the ground. And if you are watching this, there is a good chance you are thinking about starting a business in the Gulf region, expanding internationally, or trying to understand whether a Kuwait LLC is even a real structure in the way people describe it online. But here is the surprising truth that almost nobody explains clearly at the beginning. There is no exact LLC structure in Kuwait like there is in the United States. And that single detail changes everything about how you approach this process. Because what people usually call a Kuwait LLC is actually a form of limited liability company under Kuwaiti commercial law, and it operates under a very specific regulatory system shaped by local ownership rules, licensing requirements, and foreign investment restrictions. And if you don't understand those rules early, you can end up building a plan that looks good on paper but fails the moment it reaches government approval. But before we get into the technical steps, let's make this real. Because registering a company in Kuwait is not just paperwork. It is a legal entry into one of the most regulated business environments in the Gulf region. And for most entrepreneurs, that changes everything. Now imagine someone like Michael. Michael is a 38-year-old consultant from Chicago who specializes in supply chain optimization. He starts getting interest from companies in the Middle East, especially in Kuwait City, where logistics and infrastructure projects are rapidly expanding. At first, Michael thinks expanding will be simple. He assumes he can just register a basic LLC, open a bank account, and start working with clients. But the moment he begins researching, he realizes something uncomfortable. Nothing is simple. And everything depends on ownership rules, licensing categories, and government approvals he didn't even know existed. But here is where things get interesting. Michael is not alone. Every year, foreign entrepreneurs enter Kuwait with the same assumptions, and most of them hit the same wall immediately. Confusion, restrictions, and unexpected legal requirements that don't exist in Western systems. So let's slow everything down and walk through this step by step, like you are actually going through it yourself. Because once you understand how the system works, it becomes far more predictable. First, you need to understand something fundamental. Kuwait does not treat company formation as a simple administrative process. It treats it as a regulated economic activity tied directly to national policy, local participation, and sector control. And that is why the structure people call a Kuwait LLC is not a universal free-form business entity. Instead, it is part of a system that often requires a local Kuwaiti partner in many business activities. Now, here is where Sarah enters the story. Sarah is a business development consultant from New York. She wants to expand into Kuwait because she secured interest from a local construction firm looking for international marketing support. She starts researching company registration and quickly gets overwhelmed. Some sources mention 100% foreign ownership is possible. Others say she must have a local partner. Others talk about special licensing zones. And this is where the first major confusion begins. But here's the problem. All of those statements are partially true, but only in specific contexts. Because in Kuwait, business structure depends heavily on activity type. For example, certain sectors allow full foreign ownership under investment licenses, while others require a Kuwaiti national partner holding a minimum percentage. And this distinction is where most mistakes happen. Now, let's break down the most common structure people refer to as an LLC. It is typically called a WL, which stands for with limited liability. This is the closest equivalent to an LLC in Kuwait. But unlike a US LLC, a WL is heavily regulated and often requires at least one Kuwaiti partner, depending on the business activity and licensing authority approval. And this is where Michael runs into his first real obstacle. He discovers that he cannot simply register a company on his own as a foreigner in many standard commercial sectors. Instead, he may need either a local partner or a special foreign investment license. And this is where things start to feel complicated. Because now he is not just starting a business. He is navigating a regulatory system designed to balance foreign investment with local economic participation. But here is where it gets even more interesting. There is another pathway. Foreign investors can sometimes obtain approval through the Kuwait Direct Investment Promotion Authority, often referred to as KDEBTA. This authority allows 100% foreign ownership in certain cases, but only if the business meets specific criteria related to economic value, job creation, and strategic contribution. Now Daniel enters the story. Daniel is an entrepreneur from Texas who wants to open a logistics software company in Kuwait. He assumes he will automatically qualify for full ownership. But when he applies without a structured plan, his application stalls. Because Kuwait does not just evaluate the idea. It evaluates the economic impact. And that is where preparation becomes everything. But let's step back for a moment, because before any of this matters, you need to understand the actual registration journey. The first step is choosing your business activity. And this is one of the most important decisions in the entire process. Because in Kuwait, your business activity determines everything else. Ownership, rules, licensing requirements, government approvals, and even your ability to hire staff later. So Michael now has to define his business carefully. Is he a consultancy? A trading company? A technology service provider? Each category leads to a different approval path. And here is where most beginners make their first mistake. They choose too broadly. But in Kuwait, specificity is critical. The second step is choosing the legal structure. For most foreign entrepreneurs, the WL structure is the default consideration. But again, it is not always accessible without local partnership. And that brings us to one of the most important decisions in the entire process. Do you partner locally, or do you pursue a foreign investment license? Zara chooses to explore the local partnership route. She connects with a Kuwaiti business partner who can legally fulfill the local ownership requirement. And suddenly, her path becomes more accessible. But here's where it gets interesting. A local partner does not just fulfill legal requirements. They often play a critical role in banking, licensing, and government approvals. Because in Kuwait, relationships and regulatory familiarity matter as much as documentation. Now let's talk about the actual registration process. Once your structure is determined, you must reserve your company name with the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Then comes document preparation. This includes drafting the Memorandum of Association, which defines ownership percentages, operational rules, and capital structure. And this document is not casual. It is legally binding and reviewed carefully. Then comes capital requirements. Depending on your activity, you may need to deposit a minimum share capital in a local bank before final registration approval. And this is where many entrepreneurs get surprised. Because even though Kuwait is investment-friendly in many sectors, it is still a highly regulated legal system with formal financial requirements. Now Michael reaches a turning point. He realizes that even after preparing documents, approval timelines can vary significantly depending on government review cycles and licensing complexity. And this is where patience becomes a business skill. Because unlike fast online incorporation systems, Kuwait's system is structured around verification and regulatory alignment. But here is the hidden advantage. Once your company is approved, it operates within one of the most stable and strategically positioned economies in the Gulf Cooperation Council. And that opens access to regional markets that many entrepreneurs never consider. Now let's talk about banking, because this is another major hurdle. Opening a corporate bank account in Kuwait requires full documentation, proof of business activity, and often in-person verification. Banks are highly cautious about compliance and anti-money laundering regulations. And this is where Daniel makes another mistake. He assumes incorporation automatically guarantees banking access. It does not. Without proper documentation, and sometimes local support, bank approval can be delayed or denied. But Michael takes a different approach. He prepares a detailed business plan, clarifies his revenue model, and ensures his documentation matches his licensed activity exactly. And as a result, his banking process moves forward smoothly. And this is where the real lesson emerges. Success in Kuwait is not about speed. It is about alignment. Alignment between your business activity, your legal structure, your ownership model, and your documentation. Now let's zoom out again. Why do entrepreneurs still go through this complex process? Because Kuwait offers something unique. A strategically located market, strong purchasing power, and access to Gulf region trade networks. And for industries like consulting, logistics, energy services and B2B trade, the opportunity is significant. But here is the final insight that brings everything together. Registering a company in Kuwait is not just a legal step. It is an entry into a structured economic system where compliance, partnerships, and regulatory alignment define long-term success. And once you understand that, the process stops feeling random. It becomes logical, predictable, strategic. So if you are planning to register a company in Kuwait, you now understand the real landscape. There is no simple LLC shortcut. There is a structured process involving business activity selection, ownership considerations, licensing approvals, capital requirements, documentation, and banking setup. But you also now understand something more important. This system is not designed to block you. It is designed to ensure that businesses entering the market are structured, compliant, and economically aligned with national priorities. And once you understand that, you can navigate it with confidence instead of confusion. Because in international business, clarity is your biggest advantage. And if you found this guide helpful and want more deep breakdowns of global company formation, international business systems, and real-world entrepreneurship strategies explained in a simple and practical way, make sure to subscribe for more guides like this. Because the more you understand these systems, the more powerful your decisions become. And in global business, understanding is leverage.